Let's get this show on the road. Boom, baby, boom. Right. I'm gonna leave the door open. Fuck it. I'm almost out the door actually. I'm trying to get this shit on the road. You know what time it is. I guess I can't with the heater on. And it's a loud ass truck anyway. Let's get it going, shall we? Yes, bless your boy Marky Saint doing the morning motivation. I'm rolling my morning blunt, getting it going here, showing off all the different, stickers I got from the Adam Dunn show and business cards I got from SEMA and just all sorts of shit. This is how we hustle, you know what I'm saying? We got to get our hustle thing on. The day before Thanksgiving, before everybody pretends that they're super grateful, I am actually grateful. I'm actually thankful. And I saw a shirt the other day that said blessed, grateful, and thankful on the sleeves. Grateful, thankful. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make me a shirt like that. I need grateful, thankful, and be on with my wife. Where did I just do with the top of the grinder? I just got it to unlock finally. And then I lost the grinder. I don't know. With the grinder, I finally get it open, and then I lose it. How is that possible? How is it possible, Saint? What'd you do with it? You didn't go very far. Ah, here it's on the other side of the fucking. It's so grounded over with hash and keef and shit. Like it won't even do its own fucking thing. So anyway, the thing is that our brains work a specific way, right? They don't like any other way but the way that they like. It's kind of like being a preference of attitude. And when we're preferencing our attitudes, one of them is thankful and one of them is ungrateful. And it becomes easy for us to not be grateful, right? It's so easy for us to go into a situation and be like, this is what's missing. And that's what I tend to find in our brains, right? We calculate really quickly what's missing instead of grateful for what still exists. So, in a weird way, our brains are tricked into saying, this is like that movie. What's the magazine that used to go into the doctor's office? There's a magazine, you go to the doctor's office and it says, hey, find what's missing in this photo. And I can't remember the name of that magazine, but as a kid I used to love it. There'd be like 15 or 16 things and I felt so smart that I could find these things, the little elf on a shelf or a cat or something, really hard to see. This magazine, kind of like our lives, it'd be really hard to see. This magazine would hide things in a photo and say, okay, if you're really smart, you will know what's missing. And unfortunately, I don't think we calculate what's been given, right? If it's Thanksgiving, I don't think we really spend that much time on, oh, this went right for me, instead of, oh, I don't like this, and this was supposed to be this way. It was supposed to be 15% off, and these guys were supposed to be open, and we constantly complain about shit not going right, and we don't spend any time at all talking about what does go right. And that's one of the tough things of our minds, is that it's wired to show us what's missing, and we're not wired to show what we're grateful for, what we still have. So you can look at the Oregon Trail and say, hey, I got to get inside of this covered wagon and I got to make XYZ happen. And, it's a treacherous path in our lives. I know for sure there's certain things that come up and you go, I was in a state of calm and this thing brought me a state of harm. Right? We always have this thing where, we want to have homeostasis and something that's we know is comfortable and okay and safe, when then something comes over, and it will come over and not be safe and not be comfortable. And it's like we don't want drama because it knocks on our door and it lets us know that we're not safe anymore. And everybody wants to be safe and everybody wants to be loved, and this is just universal, and nobody wants drama to happen. But without chaos, it would just be a flat line, right? Without the peaks and valleys, we would just have flat line. There would be no emotion, there would be no excitement, because there would be no negative either. It's really hard concept for people to understand that they have to come up from something. It's almost like a recession right now. I was watching the inflation, and the way that the years over the years, the way and increments and time allotments that the guys would coming through, right? They would go up this way as an inflation, not this way and not this way, and the steps up and how many percentage is 0.5, is it 0.75? There's so many different increments, and that's what needs to happen. So anyway, as we go through these increments, I'm gonna grind up all this weed real quick, and while I'm on the show, I got shit to do. I'm getting bombarded. My grandma's calling through my live show. I love my grandma. But here we go. We'll see things through a lens of what isn't working instead of, man, this smells pretty good. That wrap smells really good. My weed doesn't. This is some of that shitty weed, but it's all good. I got plenty of it and it'll make me through the holidays. Anyway, so with our brain, we'll see things and we'll want to match things constantly, and then we'll also want to calculate things that aren't matching constantly. We are such a comparison creature that all we can do, and it's huge on envy, is compare what we have versus what someone else doesn't have, or what we perceive people to have. This is in essence what Instagram is, right? Like we are literally comparing, go, well, I'm not on vacation right now, well, I'm not pregnant right now, well, I'm not in a relationship right now, or I'm out of money. I'm sitting on my couch with my hand down my pants. And guess what? That's everybody. Everybody takes a turn on this wheel of life, taking a turn of being on the couch, having time to rest, having time that doesn't have all their hair done and their friends screaming. And if you watch it, it's always someone's birthday. You know, the energy is even that way for all of us. We all have that amount of energy. Well, one day it's going to be your birthday, and then the next day it's gonna be someone else's birthday, and they're gonna have all that energy and all that shine and all those birthday cakes, and the time ticks past. And instead of us being like, oh well, that didn't last, it was like, well, it only lasts enough for us, right? It only lasts 24 hours like everyone else. I thought it was so crucial how linked we are to the planets. This morning's thought and my meditation was just how we are linked to the planet. As long as the planet rotates away, we got to get our 8 hours a day to sleep, and we always do it when the planets rotate away. I'm watching the Artemis from the NASA, and they're showing the moon set on, or the moon eclipse from Mars. It looked pretty cool, but it's just like that. You're not getting away from the planets churning. As much as we like to be egotistical, we don't control time. We don't control the planet's movements. We don't control the season. This stuff is all handed to us. So wherever you go, there you are. And whatever season it is, there it is. And it's like, I don't know. We get a lot of things that we are taking for granted, and we pretend to have more control than we actually do. So it puts us in a mindset of not happiness, but missing something. That we are like that, like the monkey I saw doing they showed two monkeys in a cage, and one was on the left and the right, and there was glass for each monkey to see each other. And the guy would come around, or guy or girl, whoever the assistant was, and would give a grape, which is really good, sugary grapes. And then they would give the other one a carrot, and the other one got mad. He's like, you just gave the other one a grape, give me a grape too. We are monkey enough and smart enough to notice comparisons. Oh, that girl's really cute, she must have a really cute boyfriend. Or oh, he's really rich, he must be really happy. And we'll do that. We'll want the same grape, and we compare. We cross analyze each thing, and want it to be the same thing as the other one. So there's two calls in my show. People are being rude this morning. They're gonna have to get on my pattern, and I'm not getting in their chaos. So anyway, this is what's happening in life. We have so many people that are trying to come around again, fuck with our homeostasis, and that's going to be part of it. But how much of us are we in control of that? How much of us are we in the situation where we allow that to happen? It's like, sure, you're calling right now, but you're calling during my show, and I can't stop my show just to answer a call when you could have called, I don't know, 2 hours ago when I was up. Or how about the three times I already talked to you today? I allow things to get at me, and I didn't realize that as a warrior. I thought I had to handle them. Simply like, it's complicated, channel. He's over there posting about shirts, and I'm laughing. I'm like, we could have been friends. I could have been helping you make your merch, but you made an enemy out of me because now you got me on film and you're not sharing it. So I can't force him to do anything, but he can't stop me from doing my own show. He'll be pissed the day I'm out there with an only merch. It's complicated shirt. I'll print one out just for myself, hold up a microphone and just like interrupt each one of his shows or be asking questions and steal his format. I told him I wasn't going to steal his format. I didn't know he was going to steal my likeness. Here we are. The complication is real. There is going to be something that's going to come up and it's going to challenge us. And that's the point of this show is to face our challenges and face mental illnesses. You know, they were talking about it this morning, but I was talking about it yesterday. What is his name? David James. I don't know. I'm not a Power Ranger fan, but what they were saying in the manosphere is that he died because of divorce. That's what they should call it. You know, it's like a murder suicide. You know, we always see somebody commit suicide, but we don't know the murderer that killed him was his wife right before it with 4 children. That dude's now dead. Dude was completely successful, fucking accomplished, fucking popular, all that stuff on Wikipedia, and now because of his ex-wife, they dead, dude. And I don't know if she can be that much happier. You know, the incentive rate is right there. 80% of women are causing the divorces, right? And then the other part is the 98% of them are getting the alimony. So they're getting incentivized to break up families instead of keeping up the core unit. You think you're getting paid right now. You'll take the immediate free dolo because you're such a boss bitch and independent, right? And now you're taking up someone else's, some other duties. What did she call that to me? She said, is it alimony? I think it's alimony. Just straight up free money from a dude because you spread your legs once and now you take care of his seed. That makes sense to me. You take care of the seed, they need supplies. I think all of us agree to that. What I don't think we agree to that is to get just the check. I don't know what's worth more. You just showing up with your check and then disappearing or your presence in the family and growing. That's the huge part. You know, we cash in shit $20 to go get ourselves a lotto ticket, knowing damn well we'll just throw away the $20, but we'll walk past the homeless man. It doesn't help us to help the homeless man, but as long as it helps us to get lotto, we're in it. Again, just not grateful, just not mindful. You know, the things that only appeal to us are the things that ruffle our feathers and get our heart rates up, and we get excitement over it. Oh, I'm gonna be on a plane. Oh, I'm gonna jump out of it. Sure, here's $600. You're just like, sure, no problem. Oh, you need an education. You're opening up a business. Oh, can I save $6? That's us, dude. That's us all the fucking time, dude. Just always fucking coming up with a reason. So as long as it's for us and it's selfish and it's about us, boom, we're on it, grateful, thankful, and happy. As soon as it's about someone else or it's not about us, that's when the narcissism kicks in and then we're just not engaged anymore. We tune out. We'll get back on our phones and our feeds and our lives. Oops, put that on backwards. You know, without even caring what the fuck's going on with someone else. So to being thankful and grateful is to acknowledge the other energies. Straight up, dude. To be able to be thankful and grateful is the way our lives work for other people, getting them involved and going, you know what? I'm not just going to just put random energy around you if you don't deserve it. I'm not going to give, you know, again, we're smart, calculating creatures, mammals, watching how much energy we're giving and how much we're receiving. We will always be that kind of calculator. We will always be that kind of human calculator. Say, is this worth my time? How many people have said that? Is this worth my time? Yep. Nose is running. Every time I do this on the weed, it's like pepper going right up, and I'm like, oh, especially a big pile of weed like this, you know, and snorting the pepper. So anyway, you know, the calculation is tough. You know, finding something to be happy, grateful for, thankful for, that's gonna be a tough calculation for most people. Let me smoke on the show. Shout out to Boulder Vapes. They're super dope. Whoever made this dabs, it's fucking delicious. I don't know if the camera's gonna do it or not, but anyway, delicious. Thank you. Life is delicious when we look at it that way. When we're sitting there comparing ourselves to other people, and we start getting jealous that we think someone else has more money or has a sexier girl, we don't know if that sexier girl is gonna run them over like the movie Blow. You know, we don't know if they're as happy as they pretend to be. We don't know what's behind closed doors. Everybody's putting on a front. We're just all thinking that we're slick monkeys, clever enough to hide our micro expressionisms and clever enough to hide out who we really are, to have honest recovery. That's what Saints Addiction's all about. You got to get real with yourself. You got to, get powerless to the things that have power over you and admit that these things are starting to pull you in a different direction. It's not easy because then you sit there and go, fuck, man, I have so much power and yet I give it over to things. I capitulate. If you don't know that word, that just means kind of give up. I give up and I just say, okay, I'm retired. I don't want to put up a fight anymore. I don't want to fight for things that are right for me. I'm just going to let things happen and be and just go from next feeling to the next feeling. That's why I said fuck your feelings yesterday. It's not fuck how you feel. It's just more that the feelings are telling you lies. They're telling you, oh, you're hungry when you're not, when you're really bored, or that you're in love, but where you're just horny. Like the guy said, I was watching one of his, what's his face, your boy, Harvey. And Steve Harvey was saying there, he tells me he loves me. And he's like, yeah, but he's saying it between your legs. He loves you. He's loving this moment. And trust and believe every time that moment happens, he's going to be in love. So it's just one of those things that we want to hear what we want to hear. We want to feel what we want to feel. We'll try to purchase our own feelings. And we're like, oh, I don't feel well. Man, fuck this guy. Let me go buy a plane ticket. Let me just go travel. We'll do some crazy shit to get our feelings right. Pay $6 for a fucking coffee in the morning. We'll do some crazy shit like keep having a situationship so we don't feel lonely at night. We'll do some crazy shit for the buzz, bro. That's the whole point about an addiction, and it's like an obsession. It just is something that you do over and over, no matter what the results are, just so you can get a feeling. And that's what we want to feel. We just want to feel right inside. Even a meth head wants to feel right inside. You think that they wanted to steal your TV? Probably not. Did they just want to be, is the TV the next thing that's between them and feeling good? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We see loss of property and prices and how much my TV cost and how long I worked to get the TV. What we didn't see is a fellow human being going like, I just want to feel good inside, you know. I want to feel normal. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel like everything's okay. And unfortunately for my brain, the thing that makes me think that is meth. You know, it makes me do things that I don't want to do. I've got me dancing in the street, got me talking to myself. How many of us have seen it? We all know what I'm talking about. It's out there. And we were like, oh, yeah, we'll just leave a blind eye to this thing of all these people that are hurting and mostly in prisons and mostly poor and all doing those type of things. That's where we're going with this. We're going with this deep where it's like, we'll throw people in prison, incarcerate them, feed them horrible food, and expect them to rehabilitate themselves. We put them in poorer conditions than they were raised up in, give them no hope, no one to talk to, and no way out, and expect them to come out and be brand new again. Me, as a former prisoner, inmate, convict, I don't know how else to call that, it's tough. It's tough to rehabilitate yourself to normal situations. It's going to be tough once you have PTSD and come from um, 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 places that don't give you much to be grateful for. How about that? Those places exist. A lot of these places, I'm getting all these little stems out. If anybody's asking me what I'm doing, just little pieces of the stem after it's been grounded up. But, not for nothing, we don't ever give ourselves a chance to be grateful, to be thankful. We just kind of always going, okay, well now I got to make money. I'm missing something, or now I'm lonely. I'm missing something. It puts us in a position of lack instead of opportunity. It puts us in a position of believing in shortage. And anytime you're in that position, you're behind the eight ball. You're not going to believe in magic anymore. You're not going to believe in the next churn. And I thought about it myself too in my depression, just how less I've screamed, I love my life. It was easy to scream my life when I thought I had a baby on the way and I was in Brazil and I lost 20 pounds and I felt great. Really easy to scream that. Not so easy when you're depressed and you're going through a divorce and you're about to blow your brains off like a fucking, what's his name? Whatever the Ranger's name is, the Power Ranger guy. Go, go, Power Rangers. Sucks not having your power. You're called a Power Ranger and you've lost your power, you lost your will, You lost your fight, and that sucks, dude. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to win more fights. The fight that's inside their heads, the fight for thankfulness and gratitude versus this thing of lack and missing and what's not working. Our brains will kill ourselves. We'll kill ourselves with these thoughts. We'll literally keep going on and on and on in our heads, going like, well, man, I had it and now it's gone. That other monkey has its grape. I see him. They got the car. And we don't know if they're drinking and driving and about to get in an accident and Paul Wall themselves with the same car. No, we're only seeing part of the light. We're only seeing part of the thing that we want to see. And we get jealous and mean and all that other things. And it doesn't have to be that way. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be that way. What I really started to do with my own mind and it felt better was just one, get in the sun, which I was out there walking all day and I'm about to roll this and get in the car because I got to go pick up some shirts because we're printing them. But one, get in the sun, two, exercise. That's why I posted it today. The best medicine, the one thing that wouldn't fit were friends, but you might not even have them. So it's kind of cool that that's not even on the list. Like I called a buddy the other day after the show and said, I just want to call someone that I knew wouldn't complain. Now, all he did was talk about beer because I got people like that. They're obsessed. It's like if they don't leave their sphere, their world, the top things that they love and talk about, nothing else exists. They found something in their world, whether it be music or beer or shirts for me, that keeps them in an escape into positivity. Maybe it's just that one song that you need to play and you feel better all day. And I thought that's so cool, magic. It makes me want to DJ more. It makes me want to accomplish my dreams and be able to share some beats and make other people maybe feel the same way I feel when I play the music. That's cool, dude. Something so non-invasive, something you don't have to snort, something you can just hear can make you feel better in just seconds, and make you want to dance or move or just feel. And anybody can make anyone feel is in the success business. If you can get someone to feel better, if all you had to do was touch their arm and Jesus affect people, fuck, man, people wouldn't even go nowhere. They would just come out to your house every day and just, oh, yo, Jesus, can you do me a favor? Can you just touch my arm? Yeah, you did it last week and the week before that. I don't feel so well. Can you just touch my arm? Kind of like my calm CBDs. Can you just rub some on? I need to feel calm. I'm really stressed out right now. I need to just put some CBD lotion on my arm and make the effects go away or give me the other effects so I don't feel the way that I'm feeling right now. That's all that we're saying. It's like, if you don't want to feel the way you don't want to feel, my biggest thing is the gratitude. I got to calculate what I do have. If my brain starts going into the fucking, what do you call it? Oregon Trail mode. And I'm like, oh man, little Johnny's got a snake bite. And oh man, I lost my salt meat and fucking things are missing. If I'm gonna go in the things are missing mode, if I'm gonna start looking at the magazine from what not what I can find, but what isn't matching, I will forever be upset and missing something. I will forever upset myself and put myself in a negative spotlight that I don't want to live in. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's something I've been learning too. It's just like, wow, dude, not for nothing, the power of positivity is real. You got to really positively pick yourself up. It ain't going to get done for you. Yeah, that's the dream shirt. Yep, Saints Addiction, baby. You got to dream and keep yourself alive with that kind of fist and fight for your positivity and go, wait a minute. Like I said yesterday, if we do comparisons, you ain't in a hospital. You know what I'm saying? You're not in a hospital bed with fucking nurses staring over you, wondering if you're gonna make it, wonder if you're ever gonna live. Those people are really tough. And like the guy told me, mate, I got problems. You got problems. Go to a children's hospital. They got problems, and they really do got problems. People have problems and challenges in their lives, and I like to call them challenges, not problems. But that's just me giving my mind a chance to work it out. If I sit there in problem mode, and again, we'll call it problem mode. If I sit there in problem mode and damnation, get frustrated, lose my temper, I'm at a loss. I've already lost. I've already lost my cool. I already lost my composure. I already lost my chance at happiness. It happens all the time, and we just give it over to some kind of situation quickly and just be like, let me give my anxiety to solve this, I guess. Like if I'm more anxious towards it, kind of like the girl did Meet the Jensens when she would just say, hey, anxiety, yeah, I can repeat it really fast and really get your heart rate going. It's like, yeah, that's what we'll do to ourselves. We'll get ourselves all spun up, wondering why everything's so spun fast when the world is spinning at a different speed. The planets are on their own speed. We are the only ones that think we got that much power and tenacity, and that by adding that kind of frustration or energy to it, that it's going to change the trajectory or the speed of the planets. Nah, dude, we're nothing. We're so nothing. We're specks on specks, and it helps us to keep that perspective that this little speck needs to stay positive. I'm just but one little sand dust in a very big space world and universe. Not all that glitters is gold. Not everything is all bad. We gotta stop catastrophizing. We gotta stop fucking making up shit in our heads and making it worse. We gotta stop listing the things that are missing and start going over the things that we do have. This is what fucking Thanksgiving's all about. Is for all of us to be able to fucking get into our world and make it better. Our own world, not just for everyone else. I know it sounds altruistic and everybody wants to, you know, make things better for the world and have world peace. But if you are at peace, you are at world peace. If you can provide peace for people and yourself in tough situations, I think that's the crutch thing that I've just figured out was like, more than just being a leader, more than being demanding and forceful. It's the person that can hold onto their hat when the hurricane's coming. And that's what people look for. They look for someone to do something they can't do themselves. They're scared. They're shook. They're looking for leadership and honor and strength and something that they can't come up with in the time. And unfortunately, I've done that to myself where I self-sabotaged. I wasn't as strong or overly strong in the wrong direction. I needed to be more calmcbds.com. I needed to be more aware, raising my awareness and seeing myself. Is this something that I want to get dug into? I could be so pissed cursing out my printer right now and how many years we've been doing it and how he's always sabotaging my shit and how he's canceling orders and not answering the phone. I could go on. You know what I mean? I could go on, but it wouldn't do anything for my mood. It's me that has to survive me. I'm the one that has to listen to that show. And if my heart has to get to the beat of that show, maybe I don't want my heart to beat that way anymore. Maybe I don't want to get all butthurt and riled up for shit that doesn't even take. I got friends that'll fucking suck. The same friend, he'll suck down a cigarette. He'll get himself all amped up, and now he's losing his health. Kind of like they say Myron on Fresh and Fit. He's like, "Yo, I got to get my hair replaced." If every time you had a negative thought and a hair fall out of your head, would you even have any hair in your fucking head anymore? That's what we're doing. We're sketching ourselves out. We're making it worse on ourselves. And I just wanted to have this conversation this morning for all those people the day before Thanksgiving. You want to say how grateful and thankful you are, not just for one fucking meal, but for your whole life. The fact that you're even alive and someone didn't abort you and you weren't a blowjob and you weren't an accident and you kept growing and you made it this far and they fed you probably till you're 18. So you got a bunch of square meals and you weren't beat like in a fucking Russian fucking gulag and you weren't fucking born in a country that fucking sucks balls if you're getting this message. You're ahead of the game in so many ways, and we're not calculating it. We're not as grateful as we'd like to be. We just go, well, at least I'm not on the street. And it's just like, yeah, but are you grateful for what you do have? You know what I mean? It's not an at least, it's at more. At more. What more do I need than the fresh air in my lungs? What more do I need than my feet to walk? What more do I need than my health? And you ask people that are in uh, uh, um, um, a hospital and go, quick, what can I get you? They're not going to ask you to go to the bank and grab them some more money. They're not going to ask you to fucking put on those sunglasses or those expensive sunglasses that you could lose in the water, $300 going down to the ocean. You know, um, it's none of the things. That's the whole thing. It's none of the things. That's the whole thing. Is it's none of the things. It's nothing that you can buy. It's all the things that you can't buy. It's the loyalty of a friend. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the feeling you get when you're walking, the sensation of being free. Those things are priceless, dude. If someone were to tell me, hey, Saint, you got to go to South Korean prison again, I'll give you $1 million, I would laugh heartedly and say, oh, hell no. Even knowing that I would get out, because last time I didn't know when I was going to get out, which was even more scary. Like, when is this going to end? You know?
I think there's a lot of people that are in the hospital that way. Like, when is this gonna end? When am I gonna get rid of my cancer? I'm sick of seeing my family spend money on me and have to show up. It's all those things and then some. I guess I'm gonna go for an hour on the show because I have to go pick up the. I grinded up all this weed. I can do like a snap effect. I don't do any editing on my shows, but that'd be dope to just go pile of weed, snap finger, and now it's all crunched up, ready to be rolled, bro. Anybody else have that kind of filter? Like snap finger, stop the show, snap finger, things are done. Yeah, no, that's not how life works. So you're not going to just snap your finger and things are going to get done. You're going to have to put in the work so things can get done. You know, have to put in that kind of energy and place yourself in that kind of position. Did you get enough rest? That's another thing that helps with the depression. I think people that sit, I know for facts, because when I was at my worst and insomniac moments, you know, constantly beat myself up. I'm married to a thought, and it's an abusive relationship because I can't stop the thought from telling me what's not working, what's not perfect, what's not working, what's not perfect, and to live in my head that way. I was even watching something they were talking about Marilyn Monroe. She was so pretty, and she was at the USFO, and she's in front of all these dudes that are at the war, and man, topic of discussion. But what they didn't tell you is that she was manic depressive and always late to set, and it was hard to get her to show up, and everybody just wanted her face to show up, but her to show up mentally is one of the hardest things. Joe DiMaggio with his big nose, or the next guy JFK just using her, and everybody, all these power positions, all these cool things she gets to do, and get impressed by these dudes just so she can say, hey, you're pretty, come next to me, let me get some of your energy. And then they leave her depleted where she can't even take care of herself. She can't even take care of her health. And now we lose a bright star. Just straight up sucked every photo of her, sucked every piece of energy away from her. And now we know, the Robin Williams of the group. And now we know that there's only so much energy in humans. And sure, we'll be grateful when someone kicks a field goal and shit like that. But I'm still on the phone, bro. When kicks a field goal and shit like that, that's where we're at with things in life. We make things happen in life all the fucking time. Calling me twice during my show. That's where people, you can feel them coming trying to change your energy when he was late and he still hasn't paid and all that energy has been swayed. Things happen, you know, and not the cycle that we know it's happening. The other day I'm talking to my buddy. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna eat my lunch now," and I'm like, "You fucking answered your phone while you were eating lunch with me? Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to have anyone talking while I was on the phone eating. This is like a bowl of cereal in the morning or some shit, Like, if I'm eating, I take the time out to be in that moment. Now, I notice that my phone likes to be next to me and continue the movie or the YouTube that I'm watching, but the energy change. Someone trying to get a hold of your energy, blow up your phone, leaving you multiple voicemail messages and stuff. That's why I gave my ex a rest. I wasn't going to just keep sending email after email. Not only am I not desperate, but I'm not bombarding people either. I want people to be able to process in their own time. Is it too slow for me? Yeah, I'd like an answer fast. Is that what life works on my time, or does time and tide wait for no man or woman? Oh, that's right. Time and tide isn't waiting for me, and it's not even a good wave or a bad wave. Okay, that's new to me because I felt like that bad wave was the one that came like Hurricane Ian and be a destroyer, and I lost things, and well, maybe it was time for a change. Okay. Perspective's a motherfucker, but that's what I practice all the time is a healthy perspectives change, something for our minds to stop being on the routes that we've been beating ourselves up of how much money we don't have or how much happier we think when we do have money. And none of that stuff's going to buy us happiness. What really buys us happiness is being able to get up in the morning and rise with the sun, being out there, letting it do its magic. That costs nothing. That in itself costs nothing. Life in itself costs nothing. The lungs you're breathing air with, if they charge you for oxygen, you'd be out like trout. Nothing's happening if we don't want it to happen in such a great universe for it to give us this much energy, a nuclear fusion power plant into the sky, something to make us all aware of what's going on with life, and that life is happening. It's not just so mechanical, it's not so robotic. It's got to be a little more spiritual than we're giving ourselves credit for. And part of the spirit is to know that the spirit of life is happening. You got to have regular sleep, and then you rise and you have regular action in daytime. And then that energy that we get from the sunshine is also like a solar panel for us, much like our plants. It's converting it into chloroplast. And because of that, we can eat everything that you ate today, the glucose, the structure of life. The light had to come in it to grow it, and now it's stored in oil or food or whatever else you're swallowing or using. Man, we require so much from life. I don't think we really, you know, I don't think we really keep an even keel about it. There's just so much more energy in life than we giving it credit. I think we give more energy and credit to electricity and devices, but they're only as good as the lithium battery that they're in, and those aren't even good for the environment. I've been doing a lot of research on New Caledonia and nickel mines and cobalt and the stuff that lithium, the stuff that these batteries our whole gadgets are made out of. Everybody's running out of chips and chip manufacturing and not want to be reliant on it. And it being the new gold is data, or what do they call it? White gold, because of the lithium, the new white gold. Man, we'll search for anything as long as we can. It's popular. It's going to give us power. Instead of breathing and keeping our hearts healthy, we try to mass manipulate everybody on the social media platforms, and we're so good, and who's got how many followers and what's going on with their lives. And we're really good at voyeurism and not so much at appreciateism. Is that even a word? Yeah, thank you for the energy, Mr. Motorcycle. Appreciateisms, I don't even know. That's not even a word, but if we had, you know, the same kind of energy that we have for appreciation, that we have for envy, it would just turn the whole world upside down. Like, you wouldn't be so quick to judge, you wouldn't be so quick to measure, you wouldn't be there. What do I have? What do I don't have? Maybe the grapes come in your way next round, like small ape monkey mind type shit. Oh, I didn't get something. Well, I was gonna get to you. Oh, I was too impetuous. Yeah, you weren't patient enough. Well, patience isn't my strong suit. Well, maybe you need to learn how to wear that suit. Everybody told me my whole life I need to listen. I never was really good at it. In fact, my defiance, I didn't want to be good at it. I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to be under someone else's control. But what I also wasn't is under my own control, controlling myself. And that's something that it was like an aha moment for this whole transition. Is everybody wants control, but they don't have self-control. Everybody wants care and love and self-care, but they don't care for others. Like, they're talking about feeding the homeless tomorrow, the gobble gobble give. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. I think they feed like some 3,000 people in one day. It's a great effort, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. I think this is the third time I made their second or third time of making the event shirts and stuff, and that's why the guy's calling. But not for nothing, it's all about the conscious effort of others to sit there and go, not for nothing, I'm gonna have turkey today. My grandma's making a crawfish boil. Like, I'm gonna have food. Now, for all of those that don't have food, then your attitude changes. Then you go like, well, shit, man. It's way different when you're in need. You know what I'm saying? It's way different when you're in need. The light up goes up, and like they were talking about the manufacturing sector and all the union guys, and bringing them meals, and he said, this whole family, their whole attitude changed when you bringing them a turkey, and they had nothing. You know, grateful. It's just a appreciation. It's just a way more powerful tool than force or intimidation. And I have to also learn that too. You know, force intimidation sure looks tough at first, but what really works is appreciation and gratitude. I owe you one. I owe you one, and you deserve this. And you're like, whoa, shit, how did you get that? How did you get to the front of the line? How did you get these seats? When they first launched NASA, and we were going to the moon, a lot of like the NAACP is like, why can't you help some of the people here on Earth, here in your own country? You're spending all this billions of dollars at the time on going to space travel. Why can't you fix the homelessness right here on Earth? You got the money to fucking throw up into the sky. Can you fix some of the lies? And that's a fair point. You know what I mean? Like, they're not lying. You know what I mean? Like, if we spent a percent of what we do on the defense budget, I'm sure the homeless thing would be over with, you know? But anytime there's a war, you know, like with the Ukraine or something, they'll cut checks, billions of checks. You know, here's $400 billion, no problem. Oh, you want another $400 billion? No problem. Here you go. I think we lent at least $1 trillion to them. Now, if 1% was spent on fixing the actual homelessness, you know, they got a point, you know, that we can find this money all of a sudden to do things that, you know, affect humanity, but we won't do things to let it affect humanity. And that's something that I just can't abide by. I'm over here sitting here going like, you know, not for nothing, there's got to be even expenditures. You know, the thing has to be of equality. We can stretch to the stars, but unless we keep the star in our heart, you know, what's the purpose? You know, except for Elysium and people doing escapism and getting off this planet because they're afraid of everyone else. There is no planet B. We're all on this planet together, and none of us are getting away from it anytime soon. And that's why it has to be the way that it has to be. So, you know, for all of us to be better people, we have to focus on the we instead of the me. I don't know if anybody else has had that stuff, but that's exactly what it is, the we instead of the me. So I'm grateful for it. Let me forward this to custom printing. That's so cool. Wow, dude. I know everybody in this town for the print industry. It's a small world. Uh huh. Wow. Dude, how fucking cool is this? Life is cool when you let it be and not fucking sit there and fucking grumble on it. I know it's gonna be hard, but I mean, we gotta choose our hard. You know, divorce is hard. So is marriage. Choose your hard. They say it all the time. You know, choose your hard. And that's what I've been trying to do is choose a better hard and stop being hard on myself and go for a walk. You know, make myself do something of positivity to the situation. Then I can bitch and moan. You know, if I've already gone out into the sun and I've done my walking and I've done my talking and I've done my time and everything like that, then I can bitch and moan. If I don't and I'm still in that position, kind of on me. You know, I hate to say it, but it's on me. And if it's on me, if it's meant to be, then it's up to me. I'm gonna make me do something more healthily. I'm gonna make me do something for, you know, the prosperity of life and not just the disparity of what's missing and what's going wrong and all that other stuff. It's just so easy to get on the news and the blues and start setting the intentions and the neural pathways. And you know, some of that science, these neural pathways and where it goes in our brains. Yeah, dude, some of this is science, like the oil separating the keef off my fingers from my forehead. You know, oil and that's non-soluble, the THC, so it just binds and gets it off of my fingers. Huh. Don't know if ever, you know, anybody ever knew that, but you know, just the simple forehead oil, hair oil, can get all of the hashish off my fingers, and I can get back to getting in this road again and smoking this blunt and getting my shit done. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some shit done today. If anyone has a chance, your boy Marky Saint. See if you can't get yourself an attitude of gratitude now. Not wait for Thanksgiving or another day. Yes, we sell these backpacks, $60. Holler at your boy Saint. Give yourself a shot and not in the arm. I'm not fucking with that pepper. You can just see my nose fill up. So giving ourselves a shot, and not just in the arm, but in life, and being able to do things in life is the best thing we got going. So, you know, I'm trying to get everybody going. You know, we are our ticket out. You know, everybody else kind of waiting for a, what you call it, a lottery ticket or something. We are our lottery ticket. Our life was our lottery ticket. The fact that we're even alive is the lottery ticket. And start giving ourselves credence for the lottery of life and being a chance to even be alive and interact with all these other human beings and go see the scenes and do certain things. That's what's all about to me, and seeing what I can do with this game called life, right? With such a game, why are we not playing better or playing it? And you're like, well, it takes money to play the game, Mark. And I was like, no, don't. The park is free, walking's free, your oxygen's free, being friendly to somebody's free. If you wanted to just show up and be a good listener, I'm sure they would love it. I'm sure they would have a good time doing it, and all that stuff. So it's one of those things where, we working on and finding a better way for all of us to be better human beings, better at what we got to do at life and what's happening with us and all that other stuff. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Life is a blessing. We got to start looking at it as a blessing. So, blessed, thankful, grateful, each fucking hand, Got it. Thank you, bro. All right, so I got some weed on the run. I got my blunt. And you get the rest of the show on the road. Let me throw in some water. And we're out of here. Reverse osmosis water. Hit the pen. Saints Addiction. You're going to get to go dream with me. Go get these shirts real quick. I got another 15 minutes for the hour-long show. And then we're on the road. It's just so funny that simple things like water make everything so helpful. You know what I mean? That we can be so helpful to each other just by exercising, just by doing the littlest things. Stretching. I stretched the fuck out of myself yesterday, man. I was under the bike rack and using the bike rack on my back and just rolling out anything that hurt in my lower extremities and making myself stretch and be free and do things differently. I wanted different results, and I can tell you I feel a little bit better just holding on to the pull-up bar or the jungle gym and just holding it made me feel so much different, stronger. And I didn't even have the strength to do full pull-ups because of my elbow's been fucking jacked, but I can still walk, I can still talk, I can still eat, I can still breathe, I can still be free, and those things are important to me. So as long as I give it value and stop devaluing myself and the things that I do have, I feel a lot better. If I keep staying on the things that are missing and didn't happen, I'll feel a lot worse. What am I gonna get? What are we gonna do? Grab one of these, grab some of these, grab this, grab that. Let's get on this road and get going. Time to smoke a blunt and go get some shirts done. That's what we do around her. Marky Saint. This is Saints Addiction. These are how things get done. What did I do with that? What did I do with that? Here's one of my hoodies. Where's the other hoodie at? Oh, man. There we go. Rise and shine, boys. Rise and shine. There we go. That's merch for you. Saints brand. Anything that's shining, Saints brand. Anything that's weed, Saints Addiction. Anything that's printing, mostly Saints, because we're printing mostly everything. I hope you get it. And even if you don't, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay.
you know? You are welcome. No, let's see your magic. Shirt now is what I do, baby. Time for Marky Saint to put in his magic. And that's exactly what we're gonna get. It's magic, magic, magic. It's magic, magic, magic. Whoa. Cool. I need to know. Just demanding shit. I used to be the same way. I used to let my anxiety make me trip and make me say things to people that I didn't mean, talk mean, and thought that I deserved answers and that my time dominated other people. And as long as I was there, it didn't matter who else was around. And I didn't recognize my self-awareness. I didn't recognize that I was a we instead of a me. And this is the reason I don't have my child right now. I know it for facts. I couldn't see myself more than myself. You know, I couldn't see me as a we, and because of that, I didn't play we games. If you get a chance, watch the show with what's his name, LaBeouf. LaBeouf was saying the same thing. Shia LaBeouf was like, you know, I wasn't there to play guy games. I wasn't there to make love or make friends. I was just there to compete and do the best that I could. And it was an individual sport for me. You know, I'm on the screen. It's like you're in the movie Fury with Brad Pitt, and he's turning around asking you, what should I do? And you weren't humble enough to do that. How many of us are like that? How many of us are like that where we're just not humble enough to say, you know, there's that shine, baby. I told you we were going to rise and shine. To say, you know, I don't have the tool set, or I'm not good at this. You know, I need a we, you know, I can't reach my back. There's a pimple on my back. Can you help me out? You know, no, we always like, oh, it's just me. As long as I dominate, and as long as I have power, and as long as I have money, I'm good. I don't need a we. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that we all face, is that we do need a we. You know, we need a lot of we's. We all need each other. Oh shit, there's that blunt right there, dog. Oh shit, I knew that it fell, and I'm like, where did that blunt go? Oh shit, should I save this one and smoke the new one since you guys rolled with me? Should I smoke them both or what? Smoke them both, bro. I found the other blunt. How funny is that? What a fucking life, dude. So I had opened up my container and I was like, where's it at though? And it wasn't there. And I'm like, I guess it's not there. Whatever, you know, kind of kept it pushing. Looked down on the ground, tried to find it while I was driving. Couldn't figure it out. And that's what ended up happening. So let's get it going, y'all. Let's get our shine on. Let's get our life on. Let's get our ability to fucking move ourselves and get out of their way of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody. Get out of the way and dominate our day instead of dominate other people. I'm just teaching you what I'm learning. It's not easy to adjust. But once we make adjustments, it's worth everything in life, you know? Being able to adjust our moods and ourselves is so clutch and crucial. That's where you go from being ungrateful to grateful, being unthankful to thankful, and being from, you know, hungry to unhungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to give ourselves a shot in the arm and say, you get excited real quick. You get grateful real quick. Hey, you know, what do you got? And you're gonna be like, well, I got nothing, you know, I got nowhere else to go. Like the old movie said, I got nowhere else to go. Dude, you can go anywhere you want to go. That's what it is. You might be scared to go some places, but at least you can go. And there you are, you showed up. Ex-best friend out there in Brazil, you are where you showed up. You are exactly where you need to be, and that's all that we need to manifest in this thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that this planet gives us enough warmth, but doesn't isolate us in the cold and darkness of space. It's a beautiful thing that there's other life around us, and it's not just our lives, that there's other people to interact with, other stories. And sure, not all people mix. Some of us are like water and oil. Some of our zodiacs don't touch. But for the most part, we all human.
for the most part, we all speak the same language. And for the most part, we all want the same thing. So over here, mostly Saints, we all want people to be blessed. We all want people to be fed. And that's why I'm rushing out. That's so cool. I don't know if you can see the smoke by my backpack. Anyway, stoner stuff, psychedelic stuff. But that's why I'm going into the Gobble Gobble Give. I'm going out of my way to go get these shirts, right? Make it work. Make it happen, Captain, because that's just what happens in life. You got to fucking jump up and make things happen. And that's why I wasn't going to get frustrated with somebody go, where are the files? They're on their way. You know, do I have them in my hand yet? I used to not say that shit till it was in my hand, but I know it's going to happen eventually. So that's what we end up doing. We need to know that we are exactly where we need to be. What happened to us needed to happen to us for us to learn what we needed to learn. And now that you have learned, it's like education. It's invaluable. Kind of like your time, it's invaluable. Kind of like you and your personality, it's invaluable. And you need to start acting like your stuff is worth value. That it deserves 8 hours of fucking sunshine, and that it deserves 8 hours of rest, and that it deserves good food and good friends. And that's what I always said. It's the peace within. If you had good food, I don't know why people stay all close to each other. I just don't get it. And then he's almost fell on my lane. If you can have good food, good times, just good music. I used to put good times, good music, good friends on a rubber band on my wrist back in the day. But if you can put, if your favorite song was on and you just made love after you just ate a meal and all your friends are around and you're like at a barbecue, if you will, you know, I defy you to have no peace in your life. I defy you not to have the richness of life. And that was some of the big aha moments of my life, was that the things that I wasn't calculating, you know, you might calculate the food and how much that cost and how much your drinks cost and, you know, what kind of music equipment you got and all this other shit. But the moment that everybody's together on that side of the planet and that we were making pizza by my bungalow, like, what? That ended up turning into my homeboy's whole business. It's true. He made a whole machete pizza business from an experience by my bungalow. So have I seen Chernobyl before? Yes, I have. Apparently I haven't leveled up enough to learn the lessons. I've gone from, you know, beautiful almost life to Russian girl gone crazy. I've seen it happen in my life. I've seen Chernobyl twice, more like 3 times. If people were to ask me things that I would do again, I'd rattle it all off to you and say, oh, I would have done it all differently. I would have done it all differently, you know, because I just didn't like the results. It's like not wanting to take a test because you didn't study. Guilty. So what I do is now is I study myself, right? I study my patterns, my flaws, the things that I've been doing wrong. And if I really wanted different results, I have to act differently. And that's something that I've been doing religiously. This is like, you know, getting the sun on my skin, getting out of the house, you know, not just because it's so cold outside. Yeah, it's cold outside. Wait till it's early in the morning and then you fucking got the sunshine. It gets warm. It'll warm up eventually. It's not always dark and cold. And we got to remember that. We got to weigh it in. Just when we're in the top and we're in the bottom, there's a lever to this. I think it's time to do a prayer when things go good, because I know for facts that you do prayers when things go bad. We tend to myopically stare at things just with one eye when we forget the other eye. We forget to see equally. And that's the biggest change of my life, is to being able to see equally. not only, you know, the good and the bad, the saints and the addictions, but mostly saints. So it's not always one thing, but it's an equality of something. I can't be just one extreme. It's an even thing. And as long as I stay egalitarian and I stay on an even keel and I give myself regular food and regular health and regular sunshine, guess what I'll get? Regular health and regular sunshine. So it's all about balance, and I want you guys to have it. So that's my show. Peace and love, and as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish, and I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Let me leave you with some sunshine. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? All right, guys, stay blessed, not stressed. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.